right, we are getting the details about the MUDA scam verdict that's coming out of the Karnataka High Court. There seems to be a big setback for Siddaramaiah as his petition stands dismissed. So, setback there for Siddaramaiah, as the court has in fact said that the governor of the state is supposed to be acting on the advice of the Council of Ministers, but that happens in a normal case, and this particular case is an exception. So, a setback, a huge one at that, for the Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, as he in fact had contested the prosecution sanctions that were granted by the Governor T. Gehlot against him in the MUDA scam case, and he in fact had appealed before the court against those sanctions, and that petition really now stands dismissed. We will of course get our colleague Ananya on the broadcast and get us so that he can get us up to speed with what exactly transpired, as we are also learning that there was a stay that was sought by Siddaramaiah for 2 weeks, but that too has been denied by the Karnataka High Court. Petition dismissed, the stay also denied. So setback after setback for Siddaramaiah. My colleague Harish is with us on the broadcast. Harish, this is bad news for the Congress party.
Oh, sorry. Well, absolutely. A major setback for Siddaramaiah. What this now means is you will have the petitioners now having the option of moving to the special court, where they've already moved a private complaint, the proceedings of which was halted by the High Court when this petition was moved by Siddaramaiah. So they can now go back to the special court, ask for those proceedings to continue. The fact now that they have the governor's sanction, it will act as an enabler. They will ask the court to allow their private complaint, and then the court to decide who the investigating body would be. But a major setback, some of the observations made in this judgment completely, in a way, quashing the arguments made by the counsel for Siddaramaiah. They are saying this was an exceptional case, so the governor did not have to go by the aid and advice of the cabinet. That's the argument, or that's the judgment, that's the order that is saying this. They're also saying that in this particular case, there are several questions raised by Siddaramaiah's counsel. One is lack of application of mind, but in this order, the judge says there is abundance of application of mind and a detailed order by the governor. This was one of the major grounds on which this petition was challenged by Siddaramaiah's counsel. That too has been absolutely demolished by this order. They have now rejected, dismissed the petition of Siddaramaiah. Siddaramaiah has two options now. His counsel can move to the division bench of the Karnataka High Court seeking relief. That is one. Or second, they can move to the Supreme Court. But many saying the likelihood of the Chief Minister's Council moving to the High Court with the division bench of the Karnataka High Court immediately is a possibility that will happen in the next day or two. That is something they've already prepared for, because they were anticipating this kind of an order, which also essentially means the Karnataka High Court did not want to in any way take on the Raj Bhavan. So they've clearly gone by whatever was presented in the case. They haven't gone into the nitty-gritties of suggesting who should investigate this case, who should be the agent, which agency should investigate this case. So which essentially means they're giving that option for the petitioners to go to the special court and then move their private complaint forward. There is another complainant who's gone before the Karnataka Lokayukta as well. So will that be taken cognizance of? All these aspects will play out in the next couple of days.
All right, Harish, I'll request you to stay on with us. Let me take this across to Ananya as well. Ananya, the fact that the court has underlined the fact that this complainant, and in this case, the Siddaramaiah counsel was saying that a private entity cannot go ahead and complain to the governor, and over which that sanction really cannot be given by the governor. All of that stands dismissed. Just take our viewers through exactly what happened in that regard in the court.
Well, definitely, but first of all, for the benefit of our viewers, it is a double whammy, in fact, coming in for Siddaramaiah. First, in fact, his petition challenging those prosecution sanctions given out by the governor being dismissed by, in fact, the Karnataka High Court. And in fact, the High Court also refused to put any kind of a stay to enable Siddaramaiah to exercise his legal remedies in the next few days. The senior advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi sought a interim stay for 2 weeks so that he can apply for, in fact, a legal remedy. But that was also, not allowed, in fact, by the Karnataka High Court. The Karnataka High Court clearly pointing out that the order of the governor was completely was with a complete application of mind. It was not an order that was passed in a hot haste by the governor, and this is an exceptional case where the aid and advice of, in fact, the Council of Ministers is not needed, because it is the Chief Minister who's himself, involved in this particular case, and hence the aid and advice of the ministers is something that was not needed. It was an exceptional case, though it has been stated that the investigation on, in fact, the allegations that have been leveled out by the complainant is something that needs to be looked into, that would be probed, and in fact the complainant was not in any way wrong in pursuing this particular grant of sanctions. There was no a problem with him approaching, in fact, for a grant of prosecution sanctions in this particular case. So very clearly a big setback coming in for the Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. Very clearly, the Karnataka High Court going on to say, a single judge bench of the Karnataka High Court clearly pointing out that the order was not in a hot haste. It was an order after proper
application. Ananya, stay on with us. We have to go back to Harish. Harish, I believe, is with the counsel of Siddaramaiah or with the petitioner. Harish, over to you. What do you have for our viewers?
Well, we have Snehamai Krishna, who's one of the petitioners who's about to speak now. We'll go across to him quickly. Okay.
ಸರ್, ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಾದ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯವರು ಏನು ರಿಟ್ ಅರ್ಜಿಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿದರು, ಮಾನ್ಯ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯ ನಮ್ಮ ಮತ್ತು ಅವರ ವಾದನ ಆಲಿಸಿ ಇವತ್ತು ತೀರ್ಪನ್ನು ಕಾಯ್ದಿರಿಸಿದರು. ಇವತ್ತು ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯವರು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅರ್ಜಿಯನ್ನು ವಜಾ ಮಾಡಿ ಆದೇಶ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಜಯ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಅನ್ನೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಸತ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಜಯ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಅವರು ಏನು ನಾವು ಆರೋಪ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅದು ಮೇಲ್ನೋಟಕ್ಕೆ ಕಂಡು ಬಂದಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಮತ್ತು ಮಾನ್ಯ ರಾಜ್ಯಪಾಲರು ನೀಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅನುಮತಿ ಕಾನೂನುಬದ್ಧವಾಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮಾನ್ಯ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯಕ್ಕೆ ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದರಿಂದ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅರ್ಜಿಯನ್ನು ವಜಾ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೋರಾಟಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಬಲ ಸಿಕ್ಕಂತಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಕಾನೂನು ಹೋರಾಟನ ಮುಂದುವರಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಏನು ನಾವು ಆರೋಪ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪೂರಕವಾದ ಸಾಕ್ಷ್ಯಾಧಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಜನಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಗಳ ವಿಶೇಷ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ನಾಳೆ ಆ ವಿಚಾರಣೆ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ನಾಳೆ ಆ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಅಂದರೆ ತನಿಖೆಗೆ ಆದೇಶ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ.
ಸರ್, ಏನು ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲಾಯರ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಸರ್, ವಾದ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೈಕೋರ್ಟ್, ಏನೇನು ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ
ಸರ್? ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯನವರು ತಮ್ಮ 3 ಅಧಿಕಾರದ ಅವಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಬಾರಿಗೆ 98ರಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದರು. ಆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಭೂಸ್ವಾಧೀನದಿಂದ ಕೈ ಬಿಡುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆ ನಡೀತು. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಿವರಣೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪೂರಕವಾದ ದಾಖಲಾತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ 2ನೇ ಬಾರಿ ಅವರು ಉಪಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗ, ಅಂದರೆ 2004-2005 ಏನು ಉಪಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದು, ಆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮೂಡಾದಿಂದ ಬಡಾವಣೆ ರಚನೆಯಾಗಿ ನಿವೇಶನನ ಹಂಚಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ನಿವೇಶನದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೆಲವು ಕ್ರಯಪತ್ರ ನೋಂದಣಿ ಮಾಡಿದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಕೃಷಿ ಭೂಮಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಕ್ರಯಪತ್ರನ ಬಾಮೈದ ಮಲ್ಲಿಕಾರ್ಜುನ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಹೆಸರಿಗೆ ನೋಂದಣಿ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಮತ್ತು 2005ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿಲಿ ಮೂಡಾ ಆಸ್ತಿನ ಕೃಷಿ ಭೂಮಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅನ್ಯಕ್ರಾಂತ ಆದೇಶ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಕೂಡ ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ತಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದಾದಂಥ 3ನೇ ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಂದರೆ 2013ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ
Well, that was Snehamai Krishna, one of the petitioners, saying that he makes an important point. He says the special court, which is hearing their petition, has a hearing tomorrow, and they will move the special court tomorrow itself, bring to the notice of the special court the order of the Karnataka High Court, the fact that there was a sanction provided by the governor. All these aspects would be brought to the notice of this special court, which is for people representative. They have moved a petition seeking a private complaint to be allowed. So they are saying we will move there tomorrow itself and bring it to the court's notice. So not wasting much time here, the petitioners, and they see this as a major shot in the arm for the legal battle.
Harish, what are the options before Siddaramaiah and his counsel now? You were mentioning about how they could move the division bench in the face of the special court hearing that proceeding tomorrow. What are the options before them at the moment?
Well, the first option is move the division bench, seek immediate relief, seek a halt or a stay on the proceedings of the special court there. That is one option, and then challenge the governor's prosecution sanction and then have hearing for that. That's something that they did with the High Court order now when they went here. The second option is going to the Supreme Court, but what we do understand is the counsel for Siddaramaiah largely in favor